that hurts my back.
Okay.
It hurts my scoliosis on
All
my
right.
left side.
Going live.
You
And
should stop touching
I'm
my boobs. Self-diagnosis.
3.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty and Bubbles. We are excited to bring you tonight everything you need to know about spray tanning. So we even have a live demo here later tonight, but we brought on our whole spray tanning crew of the Glam Squad. So everybody here does spray tanning, so if you ever see all of us, we have a lot of availability for different spray tans, so we have a lot of different staff members that offer it. So thanks girls for being here.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Do you want to do like a quick intro? I know you guys have all been on Beauty and Bubbles, but just in case it's somebody's first time.
It's not my first time, but I'm Ashley. I am an esthetician and nail tech here, and I specialize in lashes, and I do a lot of spray tanning. Next.
I am Quinlan. I am a full cosmetologist, and I specialize in nails and hair cutting for both men and women, and I do spray tans. Right? Am I missing anything? No?
No.
Okay. You.
Hi, my name's Ida. I do makeup, microblading, spray tanning, and all the skincare stuff here.
So we wanted to answer questions, especially like, I think now is kind of that time. People think wintertime is also a popular time for spray tanning, but I think summertime becomes a really popular time because here in Colorado, we didn't maybe get as much of a start to the warm weather as other parts, or, you know, we're always outdoors and doing things, so maybe you have funny tan lines from hiking or kayaking or all of those outdoorsy activities I don't know a lot about.
Every weekend, like, it's cloudy, or
Yes.
rainy, so
Yeah.
it's hard for us Coloradans to
It is.
get
Well,
some
and
good
it's
sun.
also a big wedding season too. So I think weddings, wearing light colored dresses, white dresses, bridesmaids dresses that are a little bit lighter in color, you want to kind of look a little bit more bronzed and summery. So we wanted to answer all of your questions about spray tanning. We get it kind of all the time for first time spray tanners, so we wanted to bring it to Beauty and Bubbles and answer questions for you guys. So we had a few questions come through already earlier today through Instagram and Facebook, so feel free to send us any messages. Live commentary, we have our Glam Squad behind the scenes kind of paying attention to any questions that you have as we go through anything, and also feel free to Instagram or I guess email or call if you have questions afterwards. We're probably not going to check that today. So one of the questions we had is kind of like, when is the best time to get a spray tan for a big event? If it's your wedding time, if you're in a wedding, you have a ball, whatever. Anybody want to take that one?
I will. So we say a spray tan lasts about 5 to 7 days. So a day or two before your vacation. If you're getting married, maybe the day before your rehearsal. And then, yeah, I feel like that's general rule of thumb. You guys agree?
Yeah.
I agree. I like to sometimes, just depending on your schedules, but like have a day in between. If you do need to have a touch up, you want to be darker, you haven't spray tanned before. I also think brides should maybe do a trial run.
Yeah, for sure.
Trial
Like
for sure.
a month or so out, so that way they can get any like leftover spray tan completely off and be like natural skin whenever they come in.
And I always tell like our clients, like, hey, if you notice anything weird later after you shower off, stop back by. We can totally fix it for you. It's really easy. There's always one of us here available. If anything, like, I don't know, like, cried or you watched your dog or I don't know.
Oh, I've seen viral photos of people that cried after a spray tan. It's really bad.
It's not good. You have
Okay.
a Saki story.
Oh, you cried?
No, sake. I was at sushi, just had a fresh spray tan with cosmetic, lots of cosmetic. And it took a shot of sake and missed my mouth, and I had a trail all the way down. And my friend, he's like, what's happening? Are you okay? I'm like, oh no. And there was no fixing it.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't rub it like you rub the So anyway,
I think also
be mindful of what
too,
you're doing.
that if you do cry, something happens, I feel like I find water every time I get a spray tan.
Yeah.
Like somehow I want to like rinse something or like clean the kitchen floor or do something stupid that like requires water in some way, shape or form. And I think that I'll be really careful and then it's like all over my chest. But I think that they're a little bit more durable than we give them credit for a lot of times. Where if you're not rubbing, a lot of that like imperfection you see is the cosmetic. So we get into more trouble when we start to rub it.
But in the same sentence though, like if you and I go on vacation or whatever, we're spray tanning that morning or evening and hopping on a flight. So like you don't have to be super cautious, you know? If things were
We're
to
like
happen.
the worst. So also, just so you guys know, this is a great caveat right now. So we're going to be, again, doing a live demo here towards the end. But we all spray tanned in different formulas. So you can kind of see what the cosmetics look like, what the cosmetics don't look like. And so you can kind of get a sense. So like it's common to get some markings around like places that you crease, so elbow areas, neck, collarbone, and that can kind of come as like the night goes on, so you may not notice anything right away, and it might be like, I don't know, 8 hours later, or you change clothes or something like that and you notice some kind of mark. But we wanted to kind of show you what it looks like to be spray tanned right away, because I think the other question that we get a lot for events is that people want to spray the same day as their event, and then they get nervous about what's the cosmetic going to look like. Is it going to get all over my clothes? Is the express going to like show me a tan before I leave? So I think that definitely that 1 to 2 day marker beforehand, unless this looks okay to you and you're okay like rocking that, then go for it.
We look all right.
Yeah, and I feel like
Honestly.
I've been spray tanning for so long that I want it. I want the cosmetic. I want the. Like
People
I'm
expect
not
that
worried
from
about
you.
the markings.
They're like, oh, it's just Ashley's
like-
regular skin.
I'm like, sorry about it. I like tan, so
Yeah.
that's the look I'm going for.
Well, in those areas, like we do tell people if they are coming in for an event and we don't have choice and you want to have some cosmetic, to sit in it as long as they can, and then to take it and buff it with like a large makeup brush, some baby powder you can use in those areas to kind of just help smooth out those creases.
And it does. It's magic to do
It's
that.
kind of like, I always jokingly say, but it kind of makes, it's kind of like full body foundation.
It is.
It makes you feel that way. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like,
makeup.
Yeah,
it's like makeup for the
exactly.
full body. It's gonna, sure there might be some transfer, but generally it's gonna give you like the look
And you're gonna lose 5 pounds immediately.
Yeah.
That's
Like
just what happens.
immediately.
It's instant gratification.
Yep.
You like are really hard on yourself, and then you come in and you're like, I don't know what I was talking about.
I
I'm
don't even have to
fabulous.
look great.
definitely have that third donut.
Let's get that bikini on right now.
Seriously. You're definitely feeling bikini ready. But it's normal too, so I think kind of after spray tans, what is your best advice that you have for people for that night if we can't avoid going to an event? What is kind of the ideal situation to let your spray tan take its course?
Well, I think showing up like in loose clothing so that you're not struggling to get back into your sports bra and you're like super tight Spanx leggings and
Or like
all of that.
jeans.
Yeah,
So you're talking
jeans.
like night of, and you want it color, or what? When do you mean?
Night of, like, you don't have anything to do.
Oh, okay.
Like, ideal situation for a
So
spray
like
tan.
the spray tan I wore today.
Yeah.
Or got sprayed. 6 to 8 hours. I'm gonna go to bed in this. I wore dark clothing. Maybe not the loosest, but yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just gonna go home and go to bed. So.
I think some things to know too, like stickiness, some shine is kind of like a normal
It is.
thing,
It kinda goes
especially
away.
like if it's humid or
Yeah.
hot outside. I feel like it takes a little bit longer for it to dry.
So like right now, like mine is pretty sticky yet.
Yeah.
So I have Hollywood, and
An express.
which is an express, so you can wash that off up to 4 hours after you get sprayed. This one's my favorite.
Yes.
Actually, it's kind of a favorite. A lot of people like
It's a
this
fan
one.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fan favorite.
So we all flip-flopped. We went on this massive search for, there's a million spray tans out on the market. So we went on this massive search for our favorites and tried, I think, almost every line that's available in the United States. I tried to get my hands on things in Australia, but they wouldn't send them to me. FDA really regulated it, and they wouldn't send them.
We're gonna have to travel.
I'm gonna have to travel to
With our
Australia to
suitcase.
get it. So we have a few brands that we really love. Jolie being one of them, and I think that's kind of all of our favorites right now. That's kind of our go-to. However, Hollywood is an Aviva tan, and Aviva is another, Aviva Labs is another spray tan solution that we really love. And we still use our Saint Tropez spray tan solutions. Did I think of any? Did I miss any?
Is the
Ecuador?
Oh, Ecuador.
I was gonna say the bodybuilder, which we will be demonstrating.
Aviva.
Is that
That's
Aviva?
Aviva,
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a few different lines that we want to keep it simple for you, but we also want to be able to customize, bring you different things. So just to kind of go down the line, Ashley has Aviva spray tan. It's a Give Me Brown, 14%. So kind of those different percentages are how dark you want to be. So it comes anywhere from 8 to 16. So there's a huge range. Quinlan has a Hollywood Express from Aviva, which has some cosmetic, like she said, it's 1 to 3 hours. You get to rinse. The longer you leave it on, the darker you get. So you can kind of rinse off and determine how dark you want to be. Ida did
a half and half.
Ida's like our test person for us today. So she used some Jolie. So we have some at-home care too. So she used some Jolie at-home care. So we'll talk about that soon to just kind of show you a little bit of a difference. And then I used the Jolie Ultra One, which is another express spray tan. It takes a little bit longer to develop than the Hollywood. Hollywood says that they can be rinsed as soon as 30 if you wanted to, but I think it's
Oh,
but I always think it's safer to stay on that 1 hour side.
for sure.
Just especially like you want to have like a burst of color, but I think kind of just the difference is what are your kind of favorites, or what do you love most about the different formulas that we have?
I think with the expresses, you are going to be stickier because it's made to rinse off.
Yeah.
So if
you're
but
stickier,
you're
but it
gonna-
goes away faster.
but you're gonna lose all your color right away until the next day. So it's kind of like a catch-22. You do have cosmetic right away, but you're stickier. You can sleep in it, and we've all done it before too. But
I usually sleep in my expresses.
I don't ever rinse any of them off. So,
Yeah.
but
It is nice if you do, or you're spending the night somewhere, or you don't want to ruin
White
like
sheets.
somebody's white sheets. It is nice to be able to do an express if
Yeah.
you're going to somebody's home, guest, hotel, wherever. You, whatever you want to do.
Go to a hotel.
It's your discretion.
Or a motel.
Motel.
Holiday Inn, wherever.
And you're the same. Not one lasts longer than the other. It's
Yeah.
just according to your routine or your preference. They're all going to last the same amount of
Right.
time, 5 to 7 days. So
And I do think sometimes it has to do with like pH in the skin, because I think we all have clients that have said that one lasts so long on me.
Right,
I can get 2 weeks out of it. I can get longer. They like love it so much.
yeah.
Yeah, and it has to do with like what you're doing after you leave here, how
Exactly.
after you're showering, after you're working out.
After you're shaving.
Yeah, shaving, what you put
Exfoliating.
on your skin afterwards. Those all make a difference about how long they last. In addition to our own skin types, right? Like some
Right.
people are drier,
Drier
some
or-
people are oilier. That's all going to change how long.
But
a
general
particular
rule of
one
thumb is
lasts.
5 to 7 days is what we tell everyone.
It's kind of a safe way. Also, just knowing that if you're submerging in water, going on a beach vacation, being in the pool,
It's gonna
hot
wear
tub,
quicker.
you like to take baths, it's going to wear a little bit faster and a little bit more unevenly. So,
Which makes sense. Water.
Right.
But usually
water
you're getting-
water removes dirt.
yes.
Not dirt.
But you're usually getting kind of that natural
Shiny dirt.
tan, so it kind of counterbalances all the way through. What are kind of your other tips and tricks that you have for spray tanning?
I mean, come shaved, exfoliated, no
Loose
lotion,
clothing.
no makeup, no deodorant. After the tan, stay hydrated, on your skin.
Wipe your hands down really well.
Barrier cream for
Barrier
fingernails
cream.
and toenails and palms.
Yep.
I mean, we have a whole aftercare guide that we send people home. So once you get a tan or two, it's kind of foolproof. and we'll make sure that we help you out. You know?
Yeah, just because
No.
you've been here once doesn't mean we don't like guide you through the
Exactly.
process again. 'Cause sometimes like there's some gap in between when you come, maybe it's just for events or it's just seasonally. So we're always here to like help you through every process. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, it's been 3 months.
Right.
What are these things for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be Ross off Friends where he faces the front of the machine like 4 times. So we're gonna give you the motions and
Walk you through
the
Yeah.
steps.
And we do touch-ups.
Yeah.
So,
Complimentary
I mean,
touch-up
anything
in
that-
24 hours.
Yeah. Anything that is you're unhappy with, we got
Yeah,
you.
we got you. Because we want to be tan, so.
We want you to
And
be
we
tan.
don't want
so-
any marks or lines either.
Yeah. You need to be a part of this tan world.
Yeah.
I think also the big thing, we keep formulas on file for everyone. So with the whole pH in the skin, sometimes we all want to avoid the orange coloring, or people are panicked about being orange, or that's kind of, I think, personally speaking, like too much DHA that changes the skin tone to kind of, we went a little too dark for you, or maybe that's not the right formula and we want to step it back a little bit. So don't be like turned off if you don't love your tan and you feel like you're a little orange or it's not the right coloring for you, because come in, call us, talk to us, and we can kind of like customize that for you and make it lighter, like go a little bit deeper. And I think once you find your formula, like that's the one you want to stick with.
And if not, there's 75 other tans we can use on you.
Yeah,
We
seriously.
literally just went through this. We got a new Express in the mail, and we all tried it, but it did not work for our little dear
It did
little
not
sister
work
here.
for me.
So-
My skin tone, I don't know what undertones I have in my skin tone, but they combined with the spray tan, and Lindsay looked great in it, Ashley looked great in it, my girlfriend looked great in it. I looked like a train wreck. I will never.
We just know moving forward.
Yeah.
you
that
know,
that
it's
is not
just-
my formula.
And yeah.
And I
it didn't
stepped
work,
back and
but-
went to Hollywood.
But
Yes.
yes, and it came off, and you're fine. You
Yeah.
can live to tell the tale.
I live to tell the tale.
Yes.
I'm fine.
And
Made
there
it.
are things that you can do to fade it out a little bit quicker. You can
Absolutely.
do all the things that we tell you not to do to kind of
Yeah.
fade it out a little bit faster.
Put on some tight clothing.
Yeah.
shave all of your.
Shave your entire body.
Shave everything.
But we're working on the magic pill.
Yes.
Yes.
May it be external or internal.
We'll figure it out. It's
One day we're gonna
We'll
have,
have
a spray
a tan
tan
eraser.
remover
Yeah.
for you. We're working on it.
Alright, so we have some questions.
Yes.
Wilson's lab.
Why should I do a spray tan over a tanning bed?
Really?
Ooh. Oh, Ida, I feel
Ida,
like this
Ida.
is like Ida, you need to
It's a
take
trigger.
Ida, take the wheel.
Well, for your health, most importantly.
Skin cancer.
Skin
purposes.
cancer, yeah. So if you generally you get a tan for some sort of aesthetic reason, right? We all agree with that?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, if you're sun tanning, you're undoing all of like your body's healthy ways to cope with aging and cancer. And when you expose yourself to those rays in that very concentrated, very intense way, you're exposing yourself to cancer and you're exposing yourself to aging. So you may look good now, but you're not going to look good later if you then also don't contract some sort of skin cancer.
Yeah.
And it's also a temporary thing, right? Things change, seasons change, trends change. Cancer sticks around, and so does aging, and it's really hard to reverse.
It was definitely our era, the tanning bed era.
Yeah.
But
I dodged
this is
it.
what I think. Think of how when you lay in a tanning bed, the smell that you smell.
Your burnt skin.
You smell like burning.
Well, it's also like an entire day's worth of sun exposure in just a short amount
Even
of
if
time.
the rays are hot, less rays or what? No, it's still.
They're all like they say. There's no like
It's
burning rays
forced.
or whatever,
Yeah.
right? I don't remember. 'Cause it's been a minute
UVB.
since I've been.
Yeah.
I smell like I was baked.
It literally smells like that. However, it feels nice.
It does. I'm not gonna lie.
I've
Like
taken a
laying
nap
in a
or
tanning
two.
bed does feel really amazing. Laying out in the sun feels really amazing. But when you start to see age spots and you start to see the damage that you've done, and with I think especially
weather.
being in Colorado and like being as close to the sun as we are and being a little bit higher in elevation, I think skin cancer's so much more. Like I don't remember skin
risk,
cancer
yeah.
really being a thing whenever I was a kid and like tanning beds, but I think it's so much more now a thing that we like are concerned with and that we're worried about, and melanoma's real and we're worried about those things happening.
It's aggressive.
It's a
an
fatal
aggressive
form of cancer.
Yeah.
Internal and external.
So I think spray tanning's a safer alternative to have that sun-kissed glow. You're not going to get age spots from it. You're not going to get cancer from it. You're not going to get any of those things. All of our solutions that we use are deemed organic, so they're healthy for the skin. They're like
Water soluble, water based.
Hypoallergenic.
Usually, company uses their own like farming ingredients to make sure that they know exactly what's in their product. So
It's just a much safer way to achieve results
And
now
it's
that aren't gonna have lifelong consequences for you, whether that's aging or something worse. You get the desired result now without all of the risk.
Yeah, but why not?
Like all the reward, none of the risk.
why not?
well, and it's
Why
kind
not?
of like we know skin cancer now. We know that like laying in tanning beds are bad. You want sunscreen. You want all of those things. Like imagine what we're gonna find from like pollution and all of this stuff from. Fast forward 10 years, it's not going to be good. Just spray tan.
I don't even want to know my age 10 years from now.
So we have another one. How does spray tan affect tattoo color?
Well,
I was like,
I'm good to go.
so like I have very full arms of tattoos, as you can see. It doesn't. Someone just asked us, I feel like, if they were like, oh, what do I do with my...
It was a phone call, I believe.
Yeah, like what do I do? It's like you don't get any damage to your tattoos because in the sun, you're like it's bad to have your tattoos in the sun. It helps them, it breaks them
purely
down.
cosmetic.
Yeah, this is like foundation again. Back to the foundation of but you're for your body. So mine definitely do get a little bit duller. So like these are very bright, vibrant colors.
Until it rinses off. It's not permanent damage.
Yeah.
It's totally until it rinses off. So it's not as vibrant when I have a spray tan because my natural skin tone is alabaster. It's about the same color as Lindsay's hair.
literally, this is her skin
It's
color.
true story. So for me, when I'm white, my tattoos look great. When I'm tan, they still look great, right? You guys?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also just a contrast
it's
difference.
Right. See,
that
like
you're not used
if
to.
I just put barrier cream in the whites of the eyes,
Oh,
I'd be fine.
There you go.
Okay, you need to sit down and do
intricate
hold on.
paintbrush work and just cover my entire left arm with barrier cream.
Yeah, just do that.
I was gonna
It's
say we've
covered
had
anyway.
fresh tattoos that have come in,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've just had some barrier cream or put. I mean, it's what a sun would do to you, right? So like when we sunbathe, unless you're fully nude on a beach, you're gonna have lines.
Right.
You're gonna protect your tattoo. You can do that in a spray tan if you're really concerned about skin irritation or protecting your tattoo, but it's not really as necessary unless I think it's like a fresh.
Or just pop barrier cream. If
Skin.
you're worried about it, pop barrier cream.
Even with
over
like
it.
microblading,
But it's not
you
permanent.
just protect the skin,
Yeah.
protect the underlying
Your tattoo
situation.
is a deep situation. This is purely topical.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think also just to point on this, we have a lot of clients that end up having like psoriasis, pigmentation issues, and I think a lot of people shy away from doing spray tans because they're worried about like exposing those things to either us or
Irritation.
like irritation or anything like that. But I've like actually had clients be like, my psoriasis looks better now. It like kind of helps even out. It's not going to take away any pigmentation issues, but it helps conceal and camouflage. Yes.
Body foundation.
Body foundation.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Would you like a body foundation
Makeup
today?
all over your body.
Yes.
Custom body foundation.
Yes.
I think it helps some clients really like deal with some image issues that they're worried about, and then also I think a lot of people come into the room worried about it, and you should never be worried about it. We're all professionals, and there's literally nothing that you've got going on that we have not seen dozens of
And we
times.
spray tan each other and naked, and we have to see each other again the next day. So we're fine with it.
We're not like, it's
not even. It doesn't
just
even
not.
occur to you that it
happened.
Nothing.
It's literally like coloring almost. Like I don't even realize. Like I could never pick out
Whose body?
who's body was whose if they stood with
No.
their like.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I would never even know. Like
Once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
it's like
It's so true.
they walk out of the room,
Male
I
or
walk out of the
female.
room, and
Yeah,
we all
that's not
forget.
even our-
Yeah, males get a lot of spray tans too. So
Yeah.
I think that's also like there's a lot of men that come in and get spray tans. So husbands and wives going on trips,
Husbands.
Just-
Speaking of,
somebody that like wants to have some color, like the same reasons women want to do it, men want to do it too. More questions?
Well, first of all, Allie from Bella Boutique says hi, Lindsay.
Oh, hi.
And this one I'm going to combine into like one giant question. How long does a spray tan take? How long does it last, and what does it cost?
Lindsay?
Lindsay?
So we usually schedule the appointments for about 30 minutes. We do have online scheduling for spray tanning, but always call because usually we can work you in
Right. Yeah.
for things. I don't always put myself on the schedule to spray tan, but I can spray tan. So, or we can kind of shorten appointments or squeeze you in. So don't let that like affect you
Right.
because it really doesn't take that full
No.
30 minutes. It's just kind of more timing purposes. If you want to dry off, if you want to like
First
take your
timers
time,
have a consent
yes.
form,
Yep.
and then the whole consultation. So that, but if you're like a regular, you come once a week, in and out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Like I just had a trial for a wedding, and we really conversed about which solution would be best for her. Like it was like the longest consultation, but we were really just making sure
it's your wedding.
that that like one is your rehearsal dinner, one is so obviously her rehearsal dinner was the day before, and we decided. I think this last time we decided on an express because it just makes more sense that. You know, you have time to let it like do its thing, and then rinse, and then move on with your life.
That's perfect for brides, I think.
Expresses.
So appointment will of course take as long as it needs to for you, but usually we schedule for about 30 minutes. Again, 5 to 7 days is kind of average lifespan, but like we talked about before, it depends. Do you use pure oils? Do you work out all the time? You're showering 2 to 3 times a day? Are you swimming, submerging in water, taking
I'm
baths?
sure twice a day.
Yeah.
3 times?
Not 3, but twice. If I were to work out, maybe.
Maybe we're gonna.
But I shower morning and night.
So that definitely varies a little bit on how
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
of a
oh,
life
for sure.
you're going to
Yeah.
get out of your spray
Water
tan.
is so drying on the skin, so.
And then for spray tans, they're $40 for any solution. So we don't charge more for Express, or we also have a clear formula. So the clear is basically, this is a cosmetic that you have on. So we have an instant tan, you get instant gratification, but we also have a medium clear formula that you won't see anything until the next day. You just literally walk out of here maybe feeling a little sticky, but
Not bad.
It dries
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
It
Yeah.
dries so quickly.
So before we do our demo, should we talk a little bit about aftercare products and like some other alternatives that we have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too. Okay. So I think this we brought on. So this is a Jolie product. It is a body wash product. I love it. It smells so good. But a lot of people ask, so Dove and Olay body wash, you want to avoid using after a spray tan. It breaks it down really unevenly. It doesn't, like, you won't get much of a lifetime, I think, because of the oils that are in it. So you want something more oil-free on the skin. So this is like just a nice alternative to use to like in between your sprays.
For sure.
I use the clear rule when I have a spray tan. So if it comes out kind of clearish, it's a better option than something milky and opaque.
Oh,
That's a good rule.
I like that. Yeah.
I also like to tell people, I'll go ahead and say it on Facebook Live, just wash your private areas.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
the need to wash your entire body.
Take a
They're
close
already fine.
There's no need.
There's
need.
no need. It's fine.
It's already rinsed. It's fine.
We call it a hippo rinse in our family.
A hippo?
It's perfect.
I like that. That's hilarious.
Jolie also makes a tan extending lotion. So it has, I always think of it kind of as like a better version of like a Jergens self-tanning lotion. So it has a slight like self-tanner inside of a lotion. So you can kind of use it after your self-tan or after your spray tan, or even in between, and it kind of just helps build that tan up, so you get a little bit longer of a wear out of it than that 5 to 7 days.
I'd say like great for a vacation, right? Where you kind of want to extend that, you know, if you're in the pool or on the beach or whatever, but you
It's
want
a
to keep
2-week
that tan going. And you're
vacation.
hydrating too, which is important.
I always tell clients, if you are going on a vacation, pack either an exfoliator or a self-tan extender.
Yeah.
So any type of self-tanner, I don't care if you get ours or you have something at home, but just to camouflage any breakdown that you
Plus, you
have.
should, if you're going on a vacation, like a sunny one, you will be getting some
Yeah.
real sun exposure.
Real sun.
So hopefully it.
And I think
blends
like when
together.
you hit sand, like your feet kind of
Oh,
break
it's under-
apart,
yeah,
and
it's
so
like
you want to like
exfoliating,
exfoliate
yeah.
and get down any like add-ons that you have, or like kind of break down. We still have some Saint Tropez, if you're listening, we like want to order from you, but can't. So we still do have the Saint Tropez body polish, and so that is a great, like kind of scrub to use if you are in between tans and you want to get off all of the tan. But my favorite is our Delicious Sugar Scrub. So this is the mini, but it also comes in a larger version. And that one is a coconut oil base, so you definitely want to use it the day before your
Yep.
spray tan. You don't want to use it same day of, because it's going to leave a nice oily finish to the skin and really hydrate the skin. But it kind of gets you that nice exfoliation
Yeah,
without like
cracked.
tearing
Yeah,
off
for
your
sure.
skin and feeling really raw. And then two of the others, so this is something that Ida used today. Did you use both of them?
No, I just use just the spray self.
So there's an instant airbrush spray tan. So it is a self tanner over time. So both of these are self tanners over time. This is just a gel. So the gel is clear but has burst of self tanner in it. So as you kind of rub, it'll burst and give you a little bit of color. So it's really easy to apply. You don't have to have a self tanning mitt because it washes off really easily and doesn't give too much cosmetic all over the skin. This is an awesome aerosol, so you just shake it up and spray from far away.
Yeah, and I just like rubbed it right in. I don't feel sticky or anything. I feel like this is something that like I would want either like in my luggage or like in my purse, because I don't smell anything. I don't feel anything.
I can't. You don't look shiny.
Yeah, it's like
You look shiny.
Literally, these are like my favorite products. If you're in between tans, you have an emergency event, you're looking real white on your legs or something. Either one of these, I've used both of them. Both are super easy to use. You let air dry for a while before you get dressed. So usually I'll start out like a light lotion and do these and let it kind of dry before getting dressed. I don't feel like it gets all over your clothes.
Yeah, and it
soaks
smells,
right in.
It doesn't smell like, hey, I have tanning
Self-tanner,
all over.
right.
Self tanner on, and it soaked in super easy, and it was super easy to apply. And you just use your hands to, and then you just wash them afterwards. It's really easy. Like the instructions are so short.
Yes.
I feel like the gel. I feel like I'd be nervous about the gel just because like, did I get it everywhere?
You'll know.
You can see it.
Oh, you can.
It's
yeah.
a clear,
Like it
but
comes
then
out
it,
clear, but
yes.
Oh, so this is. I feel like this is a good. Oh nope, nope. There's
or
that
that
one.
one's not.
Oh,
Not the tester.
Not the tester.
I thought I grabbed it. Sorry.
oh.
Oh well.
No.
But anyway, I feel like
It
that's.
has microbursts
concern.
of color, so as you rub,
Oh,
You can see
it
it.
colors.
It's really cool.
Oh.
Actually.
Oh well, I'm gonna try
But
it
it
after the
soaks
show.
like right in, so both of them are really easy to use, really easy to apply. I think the Jolie, we used to carry the Saint Tropez self tanner spray. I almost like the nozzle and the sprayer on the Jolie better. I think it's really easy to use.
Yeah, it was super easy to use. It took me
'Cause I have the
like a
Saint
half a
Tropez, so I
second.
can't
You
wait
sprayed
to
on
buy
your
this
arm,
one.
right?
I did
It's
my arm. I did
so
my
nice.
one arm and one leg, and it went on super easy. It was like
Now, do you have to? Does that take time to process or to?
It does,
Yeah.
but you can use it instantly for the cosmetic
Yeah.
purposes.
Oh.
But it's not so much cosmetic like getting a spray tan.
Or like that Sally Hansen legs in a bottle. That
Yes,
stuff
it's
is
very similar to that.
But it is very like it's
What's
only
intense?
cosmetic.
Yeah,
Like it
this
doesn't
is gonna
tan you
turn into
over
a tan,
time.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
the Sally Hansen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got a question. Do we have a monthly tanning subscription or punch card, or will it be something like that soon?
So for first time tanners, we always offer a $99 unlimited spray tan special. We usually extend it out for you as well. But it's part of our membership packages as well as just that. And we have a 3 tan package too for $75.
Doesn't have
I think in
this?
the meantime, finish up.
I was
I'm
gonna
go
say,
check on
we're gonna
our little-
excuse Ashley.
I'm gonna check
And
on
we're
our
gonna
little-
have her go. And so for those of you who have never had a spray tan before, I think sometimes it's intimidating to come in. You're not quite sure what to be ready for. So we wanted to kind of give you a live demo, and we want to thank Justin. So if you're in next time at Glamour Bar, thank Justin for like having the guts to do a live spray tan on Facebook Live for us, because we were all like, do we have to be in bikinis? It's a no for us.
Yeah.
No.
So
Strong no.
yes. So Justin was brave enough to do a little spray tan demo. So Ashley's gonna kind of walk through. You can kind of hear the gun. You can kind of see the steps that it takes to get through your first spray tan if it's something that's like brand new to you. So I think, again, we can kind of customize anything for you. So don't feel like it's a one size fits all with solutions.
And don't forget to ask questions. If you have
For
them,
sure.
like ask them. Like we answer the same questions lots and lots of times. We don't get sick of it. It's not a dumb question. Ask, because if you're curious, we definitely have an answer for you, and we can there's no reason to feel nervous about it. Just ask a question about it, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
I had no idea when I first started working here what was going to happen in there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, and I also think too, if you've been spray tan somewhere else or you've done a Versa booth or something like that, it's a little bit different, or people have different moves that they have you do, and so you get like nervous. But we like walk you through step by step of like what we want you to do, and even if you do have a different move, we'll just work with you on it, and
Let's go with it.
we'll like make sure you're fully coated and covered.
Sure.
So I think that's one of the biggest perks for me versus like a booth that you're in charge of yourself. That we're making sure we're gonna have you do a once over. We're gonna make sure that we don't see any spots that you really need to like be
flat
touched up.
traces or whatever, right? There's always
Under boob.
Yeah.
We got you.
There's things that you
All
like
the things.
we can do for you in the room that you can't just do in a booth.
Yeah.
We've been trained.
Lots of training. How do we know that are you in there?
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're like, we have 2 cameras going now, and this is our first time for that, so bear with us. I was like, how do I know that they're in there and they're ready? Or,
So they're starting.
okay. So we're gonna like leave it off to Ashley now.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Ashley!
So I have Justin in here already. Prior to coming into the spray tan room, we always leave you a towel. We have a lovely shower cap to protect your hair. We have what we call sticky feet, so you just peel them up and step on them. Protects the bottom of your feet from getting discolored. We have a disposable thong. You can wear it if you want to. You can wear what you have on, or you can go nude. Justin is actually going to be wearing camouflage undies today. Justin for that. So, we do have barrier cream too. So barrier cream is what we're going to use on fingernails, toenails, palms of your hands, elbows. It just protects discoloration again. So Justin's already ready to go. So he's done all the necessary precautions. We also have baby wipes if you want to take makeup off or take off deodorant and anything like that. So cool. So we're going to get started. Are you ready, Justin?
Yeah.
So Justin is doing one of our darkest tans, which is called Bodybuilder. For Justin, we just call it Builder. It's my dad joke of the day. So it's really dark and cosmetic.
Sorry, I feel.
He is going to sleep on it. He's going to rinse it off tomorrow. And then with Bodybuilder, we suggest to do it again the next day. The Bodybuilder is specifically for bodybuilders, so they kind of like wear it all day long. He's gonna have a off with the spray tan. So it's literally like painting. So you can see the cosmetic. It really starts to come through. So he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna sleep in this tonight. So he'll rinse off tomorrow. Just warm water. He's not gonna use any soaps or body washes. So that'll break down the tan. No more shaving or exfoliating for him. He's already done that today. So I just make sure I nicely coat him. All right, Justin, I'm gonna have you turn to the side. There you are. He's gonna sit his arms straight out. You can really see the cosmetic come
So
through.
Ashley, question for you. Can you hear me? No? Okay. So I think with Ashley talking a little bit about her Justin rinsing with warm water only. So a lot of
Always
our
pull back a little
solutions
bit
are
on the
kind of
feet.
that 6 to 8 hour
Okay, turn
where
other side, Justin. Same
sometimes
position.
longer, you can definitely sleep in them as well. Or the express, you're gonna do 1, 2, 3 hours or longer. But what she was talking about is you're gonna rinse warm water only. So you're going to just hop in the shower, you're gonna see all of the cosmetic come off. So don't be like alarmed if you look the same in the end. Because
Isn't that what we want?
the developer ends up like developing the spray tan, actually continues to develop into the next day. So that cosmetic will all come off. You can rinse it off before you go to bed. So if you have enough time for that 8-hour marker to hit and you want to rinse just before bed, but you want to have something that maybe you don't have time to rinse in 3 hours or 2 hours, something like that, but you want to rinse before you go to bed, that's an option too. We just tell you to avoid any soap, any shampoo. You're just gonna rinse warm water only, and then that kind of leaves you that perfect tan. You can kind of lightly lotion afterwards, use a tan extending lotion afterwards, just nothing too oily. I like your clear rule.
Right. Yeah, I do like that.
It's
That's
an easy
fitting.
one. So I guess Ashley's probably like moving on to the front half of Justin right now, right? And kind of showing the end of the spray tan. So it makes it a little less intimidating to be able to see kind of what it all takes.
He's looking good.
Lovely. I'm kind of invested.
Okay, I'm good. I was whispering and I was like, shoot.
Okay, now your face down. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes and take a deep breath as I count. 1, 2, 3. And turn your head to the side. Other side. Head straight back. Once again at me. Eyes closed. All right, Justin, you are good and tan. So I'm gonna give you the
She's
hose.
gonna let me make the rose and then
You can
just
dry
come
off
back
just
out,
for a couple
turn my
minutes
mic
so you're
on,
less
and then
happy.
we'll like
And then
sign
you can
off
hit the
and see
button
if
on
there's
the
any
side
other questions.
and make sure you wipe off your fingernails and your toenails and the balls of your hands. And then I'm gonna give you a few minutes and I'll meet you out here. Thank you, Justin.
So that was so fun to like be able to watch a spray tan if you're like a first timer and not really quite sure what the process looks like. Now you know. So it makes it a little less intimidating
Quick and
for the
painless.
first go round. And like you can see, it's a really quick process. It's not intimidating. It's super quick and easy. So
And immediate results. So who doesn't want that?
exactly.
I mean, depending on your tan.
yes.
Only if you don't do clear. But
Clear's
everything everything else is like immediate results.
It's the only clear.
Yeah, but clear is amazing, especially if you
It
have
is.
to work all day long and don't, you know,
Don't want everybody to
don't care about
know.
your tan until tomorrow. So.
For sure. So, if you have other questions, interested in a spray tan, definitely feel free to give us a call, give us a shout out on social media. We'll definitely be sure to answer any questions that you have. So, any other questions that'll pop through, or I think we're good to go.
All right.
Well, thank you again to all of the Glam Squad for coming in, all of the spray tan gurus, and Justin for being our brave model.
Yeah, he's all
He
for it.
waited for this.
Yes.
This is his
debut.
Debut. So, well, thanks for another Beauty and Bubbles.
So next
Cheers.
week, right?
Yes.
Next
So,
week?
Next
oh,
week.
I don't.
Oh, here we
yeah,
go.
yeah, we're good. So next week we have on Moore Zucker from the Denver Ear. So she's going to be giving us all of the info on where to spend July 4th. Because
Ooh.
can you believe it? Next Wednesday is July 4th already. So
It's also
It's
your
awesome.
birthday.
it is my birthday next Wednesday as well. So she'll be telling us all of the hot places we should be spending my birthday.
Your birthday. America's birthday.
America's
America's
birthday.
Or
Independence Day. So she definitely has all of the info
ear.
on like all the ear on like the hot places to spend. So we're really excited to have her on next Tuesday. So we'll see you next Tuesday at 7:30.
See you next
See you next
Tuesday.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great show.
Cheers.